Please pray for me and others that don't have SNAP. Alaska put a state of emergency because of people like me with disabilities and that lives in faraway. Alaska did a state of emergency because of SNAP because we in Alaska has a lot of Alaska put a state of emergency because of no SNAP. And I live like 100 miles from a big city. I live about 75 miles from a big city. Please subscribe and like this video. Please subscribe and like this video so more people can see.
Another football weekend, another chance to beat the books. Here's how you...
7 books that were banned from the Bible. The Book of Enoch reveals the shocking story of angels who descended to earth and corrupted mankind. The Book of Jubilees retells Genesis with secrets about time and divine calendars. The Gospel of Thomas contains hidden sayings of Jesus, some too mystical for the early church. The Apocalypse of Peter gives graphic descriptions of hell that were deemed too disturbing. The Book of Wisdom speaks directly about spiritual warfare in the afterlife. 2nd Esdras predicts end times events with terrifying accuracy. And the Book of Baruch questions Babylon and Roman rule, making it politically dangerous. These books weren't banned randomly. They were stripped away to control what you could know about heaven, hell, and the spiritual realm. 7 books that were banned.
I'm not immortal. What realm can you reach?
Think replacing your window is going to...
The man's body gradually vanished. He had waited for this moment for a full 10 years. When his wife returned home, she watched her husband gradually disappear from view, desperately calling out his name. But soon, he vanished completely. She couldn't believe that someone could vanish out of thin air. Soon, she found a USB drive at the spot where her husband had disappeared. To uncover the truth, she had her subordinates plug the USB drive into the TV. But when the video played, she regretted it deeply. It turned out that the man was not from this world. In his original world, he had a happy family, but a car accident took his wife and daughter. Just as he was in despair, the god of time appeared and offered him a deal: travel to a parallel world to accompany Anna, the richest woman, and her children for 10 years, and obey their wishes unconditionally. After 10 years, he would resurrect his family. The man accepted without hesitation, and so he came to Anna's side. Anna needed a father for her child, so they signed a 10-year marriage contract. The man knew he was just a substitute for Anna's first love, but it didn't matter to him. All he had to do was take care of the mother and daughter and complete his mission. Everyone assumed he loved Anna deeply, constantly testing his loyalty, and he always fought tooth and nail to fulfill it. For 10 years, he'd been treated like a servant. The baby had grown into a little girl, but she never considered him a father, only a servant. But the man didn't care, because he only had 6 days left before returning home to see his real wife and daughter. However, those last 6 days nearly cost him his life. Anna's first love had returned, and the man had become redundant. But Anna soon discovered that her first love didn't understand her and her daughter at all, while the man, on the other hand, could remember their preferences so clearly. At that moment, Anna realized how much the man had become ingrained in her life. Seeing this, the man's body gradually vanished.
Have you ever wondered why the 7 trumpets in the book of Revelation are...
The little boy visited his mother's company for the first time. He immediately noticed his mother's office. It had been bugged by someone. What was even more surprising was that he acted as if he had a detector. In less than a minute, he found a whole bunch of listening devices. He left the secretary.
Have you lost thousands on draft?
The girl woke up in a hospital bed and was shocked to find she had married the man she had secretly loved for so long, and even had a pair of adorable children with him. This made her feel incredibly happy, but suddenly, the man handed her a divorce agreement. When she saw the date on the document, she realized she had somehow jumped 8 years into the future, and even worse, her own son said he wanted to cut ties with her. They walked out of the hospital room, leaving her standing there in confusion. What on earth had happened in these 8 years? Just then, her best friend walked in. The girl hugged her with excitement, but the friend harshly scolded her for being foolish. After the girl explained herself, the friend finally told her everything that had happened over the years. She had found a new lover during the marriage, even handed the company over to him, and treated her children like monsters. The girl was overwhelmed with guilt. When she got home, she found her son suddenly clutching his stomach in pain. She hurried to help him, trying to ease his discomfort, but the boy pushed her away and even bit her hand hard. The man rushed in and saw the fresh bite mark on her hand. He pulled the boy close to his side. The girl couldn't understand why her son had stomach problems, but the nanny's words left her stunned. The girl had often lost her temper at home, forbidding her children from eating and even insulting them. Hearing this, the girl felt heartbroken. Trying to make it up to her son, she quickly cooked a bowl of porridge for his stomach, but the man noticed her hand was burned from cooking. Even though she wanted to make things right with the kids, the truth was, she was still just the same young girl from 8 years ago. The husband gently treated her burn. She took the chance to beg him not to abandon her. At that moment, her new lover called. Seeing this, the husband quietly walked out of the kitchen. On the phone, the lover told her to meet him at a hotel, and that's when the girl began to hatch a plan. But when she arrived at the hotel, a mysterious man suddenly appeared behind her, pressed a towel over her mouth and nose, and she slowly lost consciousness. The girl woke up in a hospital bed and was shocked to find she had married the man she had secretly loved for.
The secret Jesus told a woman about God. By a well, a Samaritan woman asked Jesus where God should be worshipped. His answer forever changed our understanding of him. Jesus revealed a secret to her. God is spirit, and his worshippers must worship in the spirit and in truth. With this, he explained that true worship does not depend on a physical place like a mountain or a temple, because God is not confined to one location. As an invisible spirit, he is everywhere. Therefore, the connection with him is not external, but internal. It's not about rituals, but about a sincere relationship that comes from the heart and aligns with his truth. True worship isn't about where you go, but who you seek. If your heart is the true temple where you worship God, proclaim "Holy is God" in the comments.
The little girl simply placed a jade pendant into the water. Unexpectedly, the next moment a golden dragon soared into the sky. It was only at this moment that everyone realized the identity of the little girl in front of them was definitely not ordinary. It turned out that the little girl was from the Wulong Mountain, a practicing young Taoist. Even when facing the ancient divine beast Phoenix, only
Odds, bro. We don't even use odds.
the young man was just hit by a flying incense burner. It struck him. Unexpectedly, he gained something. X-ray vision. At that moment, the beautiful landlady had just finished her shower and came out. He focused his gaze. All the beauty underneath her towel was fully captured in his sight. This left the 28-year-old young man unable to withstand it. Nosebleed gushed out instantly. To prevent excessive blood loss, he hurriedly found an excuse to go downstairs to take out the trash. However,
The unexpected gift. The unexpected gift. Hey Siri,
Uh-huh.
message to Crow.
What do you want to say to Carol?
I'd like to place $100 bet on the Raiders. Point spread.
Cindy, I'd like to place $100 bet on the Raiders point spread.
What is the payout on the Raiders if they win? If you bet $100 on the Raiders versus the Denver Broncos, if you bet $100 on the Raiders versus the Broncos, what is the payout? Hey Siri, delete my last message.
I'm not sure what you're trying to delete.
Hey Siri, delete my last message to Crow.
I'm not sure which message you're trying to unsend.